wrestling in the interview. In the Ventura Warped Tour.
That's absolutely true. And I was actually just watching a clip last night. Old Macho Man Randy Savage videos.
He's so funny, huh? Like, you don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Dude, I don't know like how high he was, or if it's all an act, or like if it's possible that steroids can do it to you. But man, like the amount of charisma that comes out of using those drugs wants me to get on that, whatever he was on.
Thinking.
Exactly. Yeah, I watched the Cream of the Crop one.
Oh man, that guy, he was definitely on something. And like, as a kid, like for some reason I thought that was the coolest shit in the world. And because I didn't know what the hell he was saying. He was just
What do you think about it now?
I think that guy he was either on coke or he's on shrooms or LSD. One of those three.
But isn't he still? I almost feel like I have a new appreciation for it.
Yeah, because he was able to bamboozle all those kids with nothing.
Yeah, I mean the one that, like, I was watching, the Cream of the Crop. It's like he literally just has these little what do you call them? Like little capsules of milk that you pour in coffee, and he keeps on just pulling them out from like behind his muscles, and like and he's like sweating and talking completely through his nose, and he's got ski goggles on, and I'm just sitting there and I was like, man, this is so fucking awesome. I wish that I had been more into 80s wrestling when I was younger, because I feel like I missed out. I think it's because when I was a kid, I knew it was fake, but I thought everybody thought it was real, so I was like, oh man, this is kind of dumb. Yeah. And now I feel like knowing that it's fake makes it
that much better.
It's way better. And like, I don't know. We just had a funny thing. We were in, again, talking about pro wrestling. We were in Mexico City last week. We were playing a show. And while we were down there, we went on like a little tour of some of the tourist sites or whatever. And there was this group of like eclectic, every different nationality. But there are these Chinese people that were on there. And they were talking to us, and they're really excited. I think they were just practicing their English, and they're stoked. And we went out to a buffet with them, and we're sitting there, and they start asking about like our favorite American like celebrities. And I guess Sylvester Stallone is like the biggest thing in China.
That guy?
Like Sly Stallone, yeah. So all of a sudden he was like talking to us, and we couldn't understand what he was saying, and he kept on like enunciating this thing. We're like, what? And all of a sudden he's like, oh, you like, and we're like, Sylvester Stallone? He's like, yes. And I guess he's like the biggest one, him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, he starts talking about pro wrestling, and we broke it to him that it was fake. And like, this is like a 50-year-old dude, and he literally looked like he was gonna cry.
Man, pro wrestling had us all bamboozled at one point, you know what I mean?
I don't know if I was ever bamboozled.
I was. I started watching since I was 2.
It's like Santa Claus.
Once you find out, like I remember the day I found out. I found out at night, and the first thing I thought about on the way home, and then because what happened was Shawn Michaels. Do you know who Shawn Michaels is?
Yeah,
part of the Rockers. Well, when he threw Marty Jannetty through the glass, like that scarred my heart. And then I just told my dad, I was like, Dad, what are we going to do? And that was a Saturday. And then so on Sunday, I was like, Dad, like, is he going to go to jail? And he was like, dude, that's not real. And I was like, what do you mean it's not real? It's all scripted. And I remember all Sunday night, I didn't say nothing until Monday night on the way home from school. I was like, Dad, so you mean everything that ever happened was not real? It's just pretend? It's acting? And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
holy
crap.
Man.
So
that probably changed your whole life.
That moment, I mean, it was such an impactful moment to find out it was fake that I still remember to this day.
Could you, like, respect your dad after that? Or did you, like, lose a little bit of,
fuck my dad for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why there's all these, like, problems in society these days with, like daddy issues and stuff, probably.
I remember after we hung out at the Warped Tour, I have a magazine called No Cover, and because of our conversation, I put something in the magazine of wrestling. I have this thing called Blast from the Past. It's like a nostalgic, like article, and I just put like a collage together. Like last month, I did all of the 1992 Marvel masterpieces.
Oh shit!
And then after we talked, I did all of 1980s pro wrestling.
Holy crap, that's rad!
And I
feel like, there was a class in the city that was really, it was really refreshing. I don't know, the people were just really, really, and especially for a city that big, to have people be so welcoming and accommodating, like it was pretty incredible. And I think sometimes, maybe specifically in California, no, I'd say the whole United States, we have so many immigrants coming in from Mexico, and not to say anything bad about the immigrants coming through, but the thing is that a lot of these people are coming to find a new life, and they're kind of maybe struggling in Mexico. And so to go to the actual country and see people who are kind of like solidified and are like a part of the culture and I don't know, it's just really progressive. It was really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about with that.
It's hard to express it, but it was really nice to see.
Like you expected a bunch of poverty, and then when you see people who, when you go there in Mexico City, it's not as that way as people would assume.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it is. I think that we have this perception of Mexico as being really like downtrodden and like, a lot of poverty, and that's not true. There's like a lot of really cool, like, things happening, and there's a lot of cool infrastructure, and I don't know, it's just a really beautiful place.
Nice. Something that interests me is I heard your guys's, well, I'm not sure how it works with Sirius, right? So I have Sirius, and I always tune to Alt Nation. That's always number 34 is always in my deal. I turn it on one day in the summer, and I hear Nothing Personal, and I was like, "Yo, those are the dudes," and that song is fucking badass.
Thank you,
dude. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like that is such and for me, it really hits home, and I love it. So and I'm trying my best to, vote for you guys in all 18.
I appreciate it.
And in my opinion, it is the best song out of all the Alt 18 songs.
Thanks.
I just don't understand it. Like, what is the feedback on your end that you're getting from that in particular song?
I mean, it's been really good. The thing is that, this record that we're putting out on October 21st is really diverse, and we kind of like run the gamut of emotions. And so there's like, there are songs that are aggressive and they've got attitude, kind of like Nothing Personal, maybe even a little lyrically challenging. Maybe some people might not like what they hear, or take it as you will. I mean, I have my own personal meaning behind the song, but I think some people might take it a different way, which is kind of purposeful. I want people to think. But then we've got songs that are, romantic, and they're like power pop songs, and then we have songs that are like, dance, dark, and kind of ambient. There's just like a lot of different things going on, and Nothing Personal was a standout for all of us in the band. I think just because it was a statement. It was obviously, it's Night Riots, but it was, it's kind of Night Riots in an extreme. And I think we wanted to show that to the world first off, and just be like, you're not going to know what to expect from us. So the response has been, it's been insane. I think we have a really interesting career because, we have a great label who helps us, but it's not a major label, so we don't have what a lot of these bands on radio and Alt 18 or on Alt Nation or any of the terrestrial radio have, like huge marketing companies behind them, like throwing massive amounts of money and getting them on the top positions of radio.
Right.
All of our stuff is essentially like grassroots. Like, it's every accomplishment we make is from us hitting the pavement and our audience like standing up and reacting. And you know, it's really fulfilling because you see, like with Contagious, is a song from our last EP, you know, we put that out with nothing and it just started kind of building, and it was slow. Like everything for us, it's just like it's a
organic growth.
It's all organic, and it's growing, and we have like a real foundation underneath us. And I feel the same way about Nothing Personal. It's like people kind of are like, whoa, what is this? Like, this is different, this is interesting. And you know, maybe at first they're kind of like not sure what to think because they haven't heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, once they listen to it a couple times, they go, holy fuck, this is incredible, you know?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Did you guys write that song?
Yes.
Okay. Are you the one that personally wrote the lyrics?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to tell you how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
And relate it to my life. And I would love to know what you were thinking.
Do you want the truth, or sometimes it's nice to just have your own perception too, you know?
Well, well, actually, I'm trying to put together a pitch for a TV show called Two Sides to the Coin, and how every song means two things,
right.
Multiple meanings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it will have like artists say what they wrote the song for, and then you have a fan that says how they interpreted that song.
Mm-hmm.
So I always like to hear both sides, and for me, that song is like a fuck you. You know what? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna prove to you. You know that my journey is going to mean something, and no matter what it takes, I'm going to make that journey, and I'm going to make it successful.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the song it's. You know, honestly, it kind of has a little bit of everything. You know, when it was written, I was actually in a pretty kind of like, I was kind of in a angry mood for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And it was kind of, I guess, personally, I think what really started it was I was listening to Drake, that
mm-hmm.
song Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the song, but he's basically, it's kind of like a lot of hip hop stuff. They're talking about like, I'm the fucking best. I'm, you know, nobody's better than me. And so the song is interesting because there are two sides to it. One part is, like you said, it's kind of like, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to carve my own way, you know, nothing personal.
Yeah.
But there's also a second side that kind of, you know, a lot of my lyrics kind of deal with sort of humanist themes, and just sort of that, you know, we live in a time and a culture where it is me before everybody else, me first. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what we're taught and what's, you know, put on a pedestal for everybody. And while, you know, it is important to, you know, go out there and get it, I think that sometimes it's at the detriment of other people. And so there's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing in there as well.
Yeah, I mean,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. And I was on the fence about, because we ended up we're called the Red Light District Show, and we're like right down the street from you guys, like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
And what our mission is to do what we can to support local music.
Yeah.
And also we have, you know, we reach out to people who, you know, last week we had Mellow Man Ace on.
Yeah.
And then next week we have Chino XL. And we're constantly having people who have been to the mountaintop, or who are at the mountaintop, or who are going to be there to help encourage these local acts to keep on going and give them the tools they need to succeed. Because when you want to be a musician, guess what? There's no book. There's no one there that's going to help you. No one gives a shit.
Nope.
And so that's what we try to do. We try to be the one that gives a shit and show, listen, you need to do this, and sort of have a map made for them and really help support them.
That's very cool.
We were like, all right, we were so on the fence with this up until like a week. We were going to use that song as our intro, and I still might do it, but it's so dark too. You know what I mean? And I don't want people to think like, oh, we're these guys who are so dark. But
well, it's a balance, I mean, the song is like, and that was what was really fun about recording it for us, is that it was everything was very purposeful, and what I really like about it is that it has this aggression, and it could be a song that when you play it at a festival, with other indie bands, it's going to be the hardest song there. Yeah. Does that make sense? And that's what we wanted. We wanted something that's like, oh my God, like you're hearing all these like Tide commercial pop indie bands, and all of a sudden this song comes out and it's like aggro and almost hard rock.
And this is a slap to the face too. You know what I mean? Like, boom, it like hits you, and it's a beautiful song. It's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my entire life.
Thanks, man. But then there's a pop element too. I mean, for me, it's all about the harmonies in the chorus. I don't even know what the span is, but they're like, the harmonies just kind of give it this sort of like 80s, like In Excess, Depeche Mode, like pop sound to it. And that was like very purposeful, because it could have easily come out like potentially cock rocky, and we are not a cock rocky band. We don't want to do that. So,
and then you guys had another song that came out, like I would say within a month and a half, on Alt Nation on the advanced placement.
Alt Nation has been so rad to us. It's unreal. I mean, we were just out in New York, and we stopped by their studio and did some acoustic stuff. And so we were talking with the program director over there, and just the amount of support that they've given us. I mean, we're not even asking for that stuff, that they're paying attention to us, and we'll premiere a song just for our listeners to check out. And all of a sudden, like, I'll get a text message with a picture of Alt Nation, and they're playing it. And it's like, it's so cool. It's so cool to have people like that in your corner.
Is that Regan, who they're, the program director?
Regan is badass.
Dude, he knows how to pick some music, huh?
No, and it's because he uses his instincts, and that's so lacking these days in a lot of radio. Everybody's really scared to take risks. They feel like, everything comes from a higher pecking order. And this is not true with all stations, but a lot of stations are looking around at every other station to see what they're picking. And then there's a small group of tastemakers that are saying, either they're tastemakers like Regan that are like, I like this. I think people will like this. I'm in touch with my fan base. This is what they're going to dig. Even if maybe it's not right now, I can project in 2 months this is what everybody's going to be listening to. And he'll go for it. Other people might be like, oh, I need somebody to tell me. So they're waiting for those like major labels or whatever to come in. And nothing against major labels, but they're waiting to find out what they think is going to be good. And I can't blame them. I think that a lot of, it's a really difficult industry for the higher ups right now, trying to make sure that the moves that they make are going to, I guess bring them money or whatever. But it's just really nice to have people like Regan, Madison, Maxwell at Alt Nation that are taking the risk and trying a band like ours.
And a lot, if you notice too, like as soon as program directors are there, they're in their position, they get hired, their head is already on the chopping block.
Yeah. And, it's hard.
And with Sirius, listen, they are there for their fans, and they give them the freedom to choose who they think. And if you really think about it, what Regan has done, Regan brought people Kings of Leon, Regan, Atlas Genius, Bad Sons, Bare Hands, Big Data, Black Soup, like all these bands. This is from Regan, and then you see it on K-Rock, 7-8 months later. So Regan has not only impacted a lot of these bands and given them this opportunity, but he has impacted almost the entire, alternative world, because then you see him on Chevy commercials and Dodge and Tide. It's he himself is single-handedly, is starting to recreate and give a lot of these bands a bigger platform and a better chance, instead of like, how much money you have? All right, give me 50,000. I'll play you guys. I'll give you guys 30 spins.
Right. And we need people like that. I think, especially with the new format of how music is kind of working out right now. It's I think everybody's looking for that place to find new music. It's difficult. We have so many different resources, and we have so many different styles and types of music coming at us from all these different angles. Like, it's nice. I remember when I was first getting into music, I would go to this used thrift music store, and they had a wall, and it just had like cool music to check out. And they had a set of headphones, and then it was like a number 1 through 25 or something.
Yeah.
And then you just go and you just like listen through, and it was all recommended by the store. And that was like how I would find music. And that is kind of like what Regan is doing for people. Yeah. And I know radio's always been that, but like I said before, it doesn't feel like all stations are full on doing that, which is really nice.
Have you ever been through Ventura?
Absolutely.
You know Salzer's?
No.
The music store. It's like a 2-story music store. It's right off the freeway.
Oh, crazy. No.
Well, I used to go there. I used to bike, like, I would say 20, 25 miles from my house.
Oh, my God.
Because they'll open up the CD and they'll play it for you, and you can preview it there. And so that's what I used to do as a little punk, 13-year-old kid with a runny nose and dirty clothes. I used to run down there, and it would have to be like when I know my parents are going to be gone, because it would take me like an hour and a half to get there. So I would need a good 5-hour window to do this. And so I would do it, and I would listen to the music, and I would drive home, and I would have to save up a whole month of an allowance to get one CD. And I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm going to test drive every single thing before I get a CD. And so that's what I would do. So it reminded me of what you were saying.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just thank you, Regan.
Yeah. I really want to sit down with that dude. Like, I want to pick his brain. I want to know. And I've tried to reach out to him many of time. And, I would just, 20 minutes. I have so many questions. I've had Madison on our show.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah, she's real cool. And she really likes you guys, too. Anytime. And she knows I like you guys. So anytime, something happens with you guys, she'll send me a picture or something. And say, look who I see. And then she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's real cool. All right,
that's awesome.
You guys are on Alt Nation's Advanced Placement Tour, is that correct?
That's correct.
And I remember I wanted to get you guys on our radio show, and I was trying to set it up, and then you guys got the advanced placement, and now you guys are booked solid.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, with the record coming out and then getting out on tour, it's pretty insane right now, in a good way.
Yeah. How do you like it so far? How has the response been from the people?
I mean, great. It's just cool. We're getting all the numbers in for tickets, and the shows are doing incredibly well. It's a great tour. It's whole U.S. and then we're gonna get up into Canada a little bit. We're playing with a band called The Shelters and the Hunna.
I know the Hunna.
Yeah, so the Hunna's from the UK. They've got a really big tour going on over there right now, and then I think they're heading over here. They have a couple shows with Jimmy Eat World, and then we go out on this tour. And yeah, just really, really cool nice size clubs, intimate but not too small, just like really good sizes. Yeah, we're just really excited. I feel like we have some shows starting this weekend, and it feels, even though we played like a week and a half ago, it feels like it's been too long. I'm ready to play again.
Well, dude, I know that you guys are up to something big. We're actually down here. We're gonna try to put something. We're actually in the midst of putting something on together, presented by Ernie Ball. It's called the 805 Fest. And
Sweet.
Our goal is to get a lot of talent that are homegrown to headline. So we have Chuck D, and we're hoping to get Prophets of Rage. We're going to get Big Bad Voodoo Daddies. And hopefully, if you guys are around, we'd love to get you guys on board.
Yeah, hit us up. I mean, we're always down. We love Ernie Ball, love you guys, and love the local area. We're actually playing in Santa Barbara. We got a last-minute show just added. I think it's on Monday or Tuesday.
No shit.
Yeah, so that was just like it. It's a man. I'm so underprepared. It's a festival. I think it's for New Noise. Man, I don't have my information on me right now.
I will look it up. I'll have one of my I have one of my people look it up for me and text it to me. I know you guys are listening, and then I'll read it before we get off the air.
I love that.
All right. So, music. How is the personal life? Like, how do you feel? How's your energy level at the moment? Because as an artist, that is what we base a lot of success on, is our energy level and whether or not we can go forward. And how are you dealing?
So I've never been asked that question before. I don't know, man. I feel good. I feel pretty tireless. This is what we do all the time. Like, we're 100% in 24/7, like always music oriented, and I mean, so much so that it is sometimes difficult to keep a real life.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's like you're on the road. It's so sporadic. You'll have 5 days home. You leave for a week. You have 2 weeks off, and then it's just constantly kind of like sporadic. So a lot of times you lose touch with people that you care about. You can't see them as much as you want, but you just have to make do. You figure it out. And I feel like we're all fortunate enough to have people that surround us that understand and are supportive. So I think people kind of understand. They take what they can get, and they understand that we're giving what we can give. And I don't know. I don't feel like any of us have had too many bad experiences or falling outs because of what we do.
That's good. Yeah, I do. I'll give you guys a little shout out on Sunday. We do a radio station out of KCSB.
Cool.
So I'll shout your guys' show out there as well.
That'd be badass
for all those kids out there.
Yeah.
So after this is your album's coming out, are you guys looking to get out on some tour this summer, or what is your plans for the spring and summer?
Well, I kind of have a personal goal. I'd really like to get over to the UK. And so maybe keep on the lookout for that. We'll probably be doing some kind of fall tour. I don't know if it's going to be a headline or if we'll be supporting somebody just yet. Are
you guys over in the UK?
No, we're in
like
California.
over, like as in like do you get any numbers whether where your supporters are from?
We haven't really taken. Yes, absolutely. Like we get like whatever, like weird. I don't even know how they figure this stuff
out. Like a
out,
stat sheet type deal.
Exactly, and there is. It's kind of surprising to see how many countries are listening to us. Like we're on like weird top charts in like the Netherlands and cool places like that. But I just have a weird feeling that if we got a good push there, we have an agent in the UK and all these different things. We've just been kind of waiting for the right opportunity.
Right.
And because it's we did Mexico, we've done Canada, and we've had opportunities for the UK, but nothing that we've been like, okay, we need to do this. So I think that once we play there, I think we're going to connect really well with everybody over there.
I do too. That's what I honestly, I think there's two places I think that you guys could connect with the audience real well. One of them is UK. The other one I would say would be South America.
Yeah.
I really think that you guys would go over there, both places.
Excited. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Well, hey, I want to say thank you so much, and I really hope that we can work together in the future. I mean, you
Absolutely.
guys are so close to us. Like, I don't know what we can do. Maybe have us support one of your guys' things, or even if you guys would like to present an award at the Music Award. We do the Ventura County Music Awards.
Awesome.
Every year, just something, because I really, for one, I feel there's a creative connection with us,
yep.
And I really support you guys, and I know it's just a matter of time for you guys, and I wanna be able to do something before you guys become too famous.
Well, thank you very much for your support, and just stay in touch, and absolutely, I'm down to do whatever we can.
All right, brother. You take care. You have a good day, and I wish you all the success.
All right, perfect. You too. Stay in touch.
All right, brother. I will. Have a good one, Travis.
Yep, bye.
Whoa! How about that one? I like that one. Dude, if you guys haven't heard these guys, they are ridiculous, and it's great music, and they are awesome people, and shit. Let me try to. Let me see. Did I get a text message about it? All right, New Noise Festival, Santa Barbara, Saturday, October 23rd at 3 p.m. Go newnoisesb.com. Oh, shit. New Noise. That is when we went to, that's Kevin Lyman, and all those jabrones. Everyone should go to this. Not just these guys. Everyone should go to this. The reason why is they help artists. Like, they have a panel of a lot of people, a lot of judges, or a lot of very intelligent people who help musicians get on their way, and it's so informative for musicians. We went 2 years ago, and we saw some jabrones. Who are those jabrones? It's like a conference, yeah. Who are those fucking jabrones that we saw there? They only have one. Oh, Doses and Mimosas, Cherub, and whatever. And that is a great one-hit wonder band. You should check them out as well. It's a bunch of rich kids whose daddy bought them in, and they brag about it. So this is Night Riots. Nothing personal. Right here in Red Light.